My name is Mohammad Shami Azim, metric ID 64484. I'm in charge of the background of the company, which is SICMA. SICMA is a society in corporate management under Society of Perfect, which is Persatuan Mahasiswa Fakulti Ekonomi dan Perniagaan. This society is specifically for the course of corporate management for the student of corporate management. Students can share and gain the experience and learn the set of skills required for a corporate management and its respective field of study. The current advisor for SICMA is Associate Professor Dr. Katina Ayub, Mr. Muhammad Uzairi Ahmad Hajazi, and Ms. Azuriati Atam. The current chairman for SICMA is Dena Tan, and her deputy chairman is Nofazira Kasim. This is the organizational structure for SICMA. The top of the chart is the three advisors that I said earlier, and the chairman and the deputy chairman. Under her is the secretary and the treasurer of SICMA, followed by its respective deputy. In SICMA, there are three main departments, which are the head of event management, handled by Lim Singyi, and her role in SICMA is that the protocol and event management of SICMA. Next, we have the head of corporate communication, handled by Abdul Rahman Abdul Salam, and his role is for media and marketing of event in SICMA. Last but not least is the head of student welfare, handled by Chua Se-chien, and his role is to protect the rights of corporate management students.
Hi, my name is Yao Victoria, metric number 62946, and I was in charge of the description of problems on Coffee Talk 2.0 Coffee with Alumni. There are four major problems faced by the organization in organizing this event. The first being regarding the profit of the event. An event is only considered as a success if the event is profitable. Therefore, it's imperative that we discover whether this event is profitable or not in order to determine the future continuity of the event. That is, whether we will continue organizing this event in the future. Therefore, to solve this problem, a break-even analysis is carried out. A break-even analysis analyzes the entire total revenue and the total cost of the event in order to determine whether profit was seen during the event. The next problem faced is regarding the number of participants. The number of participants is crucial for the event. This is because the number of participants are the only source of revenue for the event. Therefore, a regression analysis is needed to be carried out in order to understand whether the total number of participants affects the total profit of the event. This is to determine whether in the future we will promote the event further or whether we will limit the number of participants in order to ensure that the event is profitable. The next problem is regarding the registration counter. During the organizing of the event, when the registration counter was open, we faced a huge problem regarding a long line at the registration counter. This was due to the fact that we only had one registration counter available and a large number of participants as well as committees that needed to register at the same time. Therefore, in order to reduce the waiting time, we conducted a waiting line analysis. The last problem faced by the organization, SICMA, in organizing this event is regarding the timeline of the event during the event itself. So in order to ensure that there is no time wasted, as time is money and money is important for us as business students, we conducted a project scheduling method of analysis in order to ensure that everything goes on according to plan. There are a few objectives that we did in the carrying out of this analysis of using management science techniques. The first objective is regarding to ensure the smooth execution of the event. In order to ensure that the event is executed in a smooth manner, we conducted this analysis. And to enable students to apply management science techniques to problems faced in daily life, we did this analysis for SICMA. And to optimize the event for future reference is to enable SICMA to be able to use this data that we collected and optimized for them for their future reference. Therefore, the data and all the analysis that we did will not be in vain, as it will be actually applied in SICMA in the future.
Hi, my name is Stanley Yao Tishan, metric number 62646. So now I will present about break-even analysis for Coffee Talk 2.0. So basically, break-even analysis is to find the right sales volume to make sure all the costs are covered where profit equal to 0. So for Coffee Talk 2.0, the only cost that occurred is the fixed cost, which include the cake sandwich and hot drinks, which cost 150 ringgit. And sponsored food is not counted because it's free. So for the participation fee is 3 ringgit per person. So the basic formula for break-even analysis is that fixed cost divided by price minus variable cost. But in this case, we only have fixed cost, so we divide the fixed cost directly by the participation fee, where we can get 50 participants, which means that in order to avoid making loss, SICMA have to find 50 participants for their event. So for the recommendation, I will recommend SICMA to reduce the cost, where SICMA can inspect every cost carefully and deduct all the unwanted expenses and costs. And besides that, SICMA can get more sponsorship for their refreshment, so they don't have to spend the other expenses to buy refreshment. The second recommendation that I would suggest SICMA to do is increase their participation fee, where if SICMA increase their participation fee, SICMA can get more revenue and eventually SICMA can get more profit.
Hello, my name is Ignor Najihah Betima Ibrahim. My trick ID is 61762. So today I'm going to do for my part, which is the regression and the recommendation for this calculation. So for the regression, as we can see, that number of students attend is based on their years, which is for the first year student is 8 participants is attending the event, and for the second year is 29 people, and for the third year is 10%. As we can see, the profit for the first year is 24, and the second year is 111, and for the third year is 30. From here, as we can see that the formula, which is y cap equal to b0 plus b1x, is needed for the measure of the variability. As we can see, the b1 we can get 0 and b0 is 55. So after calculating the r square, the SSR divided by SST, we get 0. So from here, 0% of the variability in profit is explained by the regression equation based on number of students attendance. So as we can see, after we calculating the r square of the variability, we get 0%, which is the profit is not affected at all by the number of students attendance. So either they increase or decrease the number of students, it will change the profit as they have no linear relationship between both of them. There are a few recommendations that SICMA can do in organizing a better events in the future. The first one is increase the fee of attended students, which is they can increase the fee to cover up all the costs that they have been using. Other than that, they can minimize the cost to prevent any loss happen, such as survey and order a low-cost food, beverage and dog gift. Besides, they also can find more sponsorship to get a long-term benefit to continue further the line, and this may potentially lead them to gaining a profit. Lastly, develop new strategies in implementing the next event to catch the students' attention to get involved in this coffee talk event. They can do the event at a comfortable place and set a corporate dress code so that they will feel more excited and experiencing the environment of corporate world. So by planning this kind of exclusive event, there will be no problem for the students to pay a high fee than before, because they will gain new knowledge and feel the corporate environment.
Hello, I'm Fu Xing Yi with matrix number 60824. I was in charge of the calculations of waiting line model. Okay, we observed that Coffee Talk 2.0 is using single channel waiting line model. And the purpose for this waiting line model is to determine the operating character or performance measure for the waiting line of Coffee Talk 2.0. So, the arrival rate, which is lambda, for 1 minute period is 2.13, which means that there's an average of 3.13 participants arriving in 1 minute. And And the service rate, which is mu, is equals to each participant take 2 minutes to complete the register. After that, the probability that no units in the system is equals to negative 0.565, and the average number of units in the waiting line is equals to negative 4.335, and the average number of a unit in the system is equal to negative 2.77, and average time a unit spent in waiting line is equals to negative 1.385. Average time that a unit spent in the system is equals to negative 0.885. And lastly, the probability that an arriving unit must wait for the service is equals to 1.565.
Okay, my name is Sharon, and with metric number 62820, I'm in charge in the recommendations of the waiting line. So I believe all of us have a bad time in the waiting time, so here is a recommendation for the SICMA to improve their waiting line system. Firstly, the SICMA can increase the service channel by using the multiple channel waiting line model instead of using a single, and they can also open more counter to reduce the waiting time of their customer. Also, they can improve the service rate by strengthening the customer service team in the registration counter and avoid using the complicated step to make it more efficiency. They can also create an apps for the customer to having an online register before they're going to the event. And lastly, the counter should obey the waiting time periodic rules, which is first come, first serve, to make it more efficiency.
Hello, my name is Erna Eleanor Binti Haq with the metric number of 64232. As for our part, I'm in charge in doing project scheduling. The table is based on the information that we get from the tentative of Coffee Talk 2.0 program. So here's the example. How to calculate it? To calculate this, we use PERT, which has 3 times estimation, which are optimistic, most possible, and pessimistic. In PERT, the expected time TE and the variance are calculated by using this method. The sequences of connected nodes that leads from start to finish, and as for our answer, is critical path is A, C, D, E, F. The longest path route through the network. So as for our completion time of this project is 1.3 minutes. The variance is calculated by adding up all the variance value of the critical activities as follows. So as for our project variance sum up is 19.06. As for our project standard deviation, we use the square root of 19.06, 4.36 minutes, and then we substitute it in Z tables. And the answer is 0.9999349, which referring to the normal standard table, the probability is 99.99%. The calculation of a Z value, the probability that project will done is 1.8.3 minutes is 0.999. As a result, the shortest completion time, which close with a high probability of 99.9%.
Hello, my name is Vivian Ivy and Richard McLeaf, metric number 64390. My part is the recommendation for project scheduling. We have 2 points. First point is to improve communication between participation and SICMA committee. Our idea is like create a WhatsApp group for this event. This is to help the SICMA committee to send the information regarding the event to the participation. And then the second point is that to study the historical data. This is to help them to know more about the actual time for the arrival of participation in the event, to know the accurate time for them to come.
To conclude, SICMA need to implement all these recommendations given. The event will be more sustainable and reliable in the future and increase the future continuity of the event. They can also be more profitable by knowing the right sales volume and utilizing their resources effectively. The committee can be more effective as it has developed new strategies and analyzing historical data to tackle their problems.